love TikTok. It's nice to see you here. We're going to be covering the case of Sebastian Rogers. We've got two major cases going on right now that I'm going to try to cover under this slide. But the first one is Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian Rogers is the 15-year-old autistic boy that disappeared from Hendersonville, Tennessee. Okay, there's a lot of stuff going on in and around this boy. However, they just had a press conference where law enforcement stated some information about this, and it really didn't help us any. It really didn't. There were a few things that actually caused us more questions than answers in the press conference. So before the press, thank you, Pac. Before the press conference, Nick Barris or whatever his name is from NC5, met with the law enforcement chief or sheriff, whoever, I can't remember. This is, what is this? This is Sumner County. So I think it was the sheriff's department. So it would have been the sheriff. Anyways, he was really short with Nick, and I keep forgetting about that video that really caused a lot of problems that they're saying is a dump truck, or garbage truck or whatever it is. Thank you guys, thank you, and thank you, crime. So we got some issues here because they're saying on one hand that nobody's been cleared, that, right now, they're basically saying that there's nothing leading them to believe foul play is involved here. Not that they don't believe it, it's just nothing is leaning that way. They've got no evidence to say. I kind of disagree with that because honestly, when I was listening to the officer, to the sheriff, and when Nick was interviewing him before the press conference, he looked really short and he says, we have no information, like no information at all. And when I heard that, I thought, they have a lot more information than we know. They have a mess of information that we don't know. And I think the reason why they're saying a lot of the stuff that they're saying is because of the situation. Now that's reading between the lines, which they don't like us doing, right? And they're also saying that social media is causing problems. Look, guys, when you hear stuff on social media, don't call law enforcement and tell them what you heard, because they have to stop everything they're doing and go out there and investigate that. So unless you have firsthand knowledge or know that it's 100% true or have something to give them, I would really, ask that you guys not let them know, or not reach out to law enforcement over something you hear online, because some of the information could be fabricated. I mean, we have a lot of people out there doing a bunch of stuff. But long story short, these glasses, we don't know if the glasses they found are the ones that you see here or not. But apparently that is really the only tidbit of information I got out of that press conference, is that we were unaware that there were glasses that were found. And people want to know, are these glasses Sebastian's? Well, we don't know. We really just don't know. Give me a second. This thing does this every time. I don't know why, but it does. So you guys know that I'm covering this new case, okay? This is a case that's kind of in Kansas and Oklahoma, okay? This is two women. This is a crazy story. At first, I'm thinking, oh crap, because this lady right here, her husband is a pastor, and I'm thinking, please, Lord, don't think that this is a pastor. But then we started getting some information because everything was so vague. We didn't even know whose kids they were going to see or pick up or anything like that, right? Well, apparently Veronica's kids are the ones that are in this kind of custody dispute where she has visitation, but it has to be supervised visitation. And so she brought along Jillian Kelly here, which is a pastor's wife and runs a child program at their church. So their car was found only 3 miles from their destination. We're looking at reports, and there are things that are coming out. Let me see if I've got it. And this is related to Veronica's, I don't know if he's her ex-husband, a boyfriend, but she obviously has 2 children with him. So they've been together for a significant amount of time. And he is to report and successfully complete a drug rehab or some sort of situation within 6 months. and he has to report within 72 hours, and everything has to be completed by September 25th, 2024. Many people believe that he's in rehab right now, but we don't know where he is. We're just hearing rumors. But when I go on and look at, family and friends, Facebook and other social media, you would literally, you usually hear people saying, bye, we'll see you in a few months, go take care, we wish you the best. You hear that from your family and friends. I didn't see any of that on their social media. So did Wrangler go to rehab? Is he there now? I don't know. Was he out? We're hearing rumors. And again, I want to make sure I stress that rumors, because this is not factual information. But we're hearing rumors that Veronica was terrified of her in-laws. Now, I don't know to what extent that meant. I mean, was it financially? Was it through the court system? I have no idea. Could Wrangler's grandma or mom be concerned that, when they got him back, they wouldn't let her see him anymore? I don't know. All I know is custody type of situations can be dangerous, can be very dangerous. We have to look at the situation. What was her name? Her name was Cassie Carley. Remember Cassie Carley? It was in Destin or Delta. No, it was in Destin. It was in the Panhandle of Florida. And she was there to pick up her daughter and disappeared, never made it home. Her daughter, Sailor, was found safe, but the boyfriend said that she never arrived to pick Sailor up, so he took Sailor with him. Well, come to find out, the job he was working at all the way in Alabama, that's where they ended up finding her. So these things can be very, very dangerous, especially if there's violence in the household. We see his background, her boyfriend's background, and I'm going to call him her boyfriend because I really don't know, who Wrangler is, if that's her boyfriend, but she doesn't have the same last name. And this is where he was distribution. And not only that, but he also has this right here, which is fairly recent, as you can see, November 16th. And this is where those court orders were coming in, where he needed to go and do those substance abuse or whatever program. And again, there's Wrangler with one of the victims of this crime. We have no idea where she is. They are not telling us the condition of the car. So that really is what I have right now. We're still very perplexed and very concerned about both of these ladies, where they could be, and hopefully trying to advocate that they're found safely. Now, there is some information that's being leaked on social media right now related to Veronica's child custody case, and I just want to take a few moments just to address some things. First of all, I like to see all the court documents. I don't like to see a single page, because a lot of people don't understand what they are reading. I come from a legal background. I know exactly what I'm reading typically, but when I get segments of pages, I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a motion. I don't know if that's an affidavit. I don't know if that's a court order. And all of those different things mean something. So there is some information going around social media talking about how she admitted to doing this and doing that, and that's the perspective of the opposing party. Whoever is the author of that is opposing her in court. So it's not a court order. It wasn't established. It's not in the court file. And if it is, it's part of a family court case. So we're not going to be able to validate or confirm any information with that. Somebody could literally be making the document up and submitting it to the world for the world to see, and we would be none the wiser and would never be able to combat it, because it's confidential information that's usually not privy to the public. So I'm curious how this information is getting out there, but I digress. I mean, at the end of the day, this lady right here, I don't care what the hell she did. Let me be very clear. She's the one missing. Remember, Gabby Petito, her boyfriend, Brian Laundrie, was trying to convince the world, or at least law enforcement in Moab, Utah, that she was the aggressor. And guess what? A few days later, she was gone. So I don't really care or hold stock in a lot of these back and forths and pointing the finger, and they did this and they did that. Look, at the end of the day, she's the one missing. She's the one missing. So no matter what court documents that want to paint her as a bad person, I could care less, because at the end of the day, she's the one missing. And it really appears that she was met with foul play and under suspicious circumstances. So, I just want people to have a little bit of a heart, because, the family is seeing this, right? And they're just trying to seek any information related to their disappearance, both of these beautiful ladies. And when they see stuff like this, that one has no basis and no relevance in this case whatsoever. And so I don't understand, but again, to each their own. I mean, I know we're looking for information, and I shouldn't say we don't want to seek, everything we can possibly seek, but just be cautious, because we do have families in these chat rooms, and it breaks my heart when, they know the truth, and here people are opining on what they think they know. And so it's just a little bit, is it the ex-husband? Okay, I didn't know if they were exes or if it was an, fiance. Because this day and age, the young kids, they don't get married. I don't know how to say it. They don't get married, right? So you never really know. Are they just boyfriend and girlfriend? I don't even know what they call them anymore. If you're together for 10 years and haven't been married, but you have a whole family, like children, you have a house, what do you call that? I mean, that seems like so much further above than boyfriend, girlfriend. It seems so juvenile to say, hey, this is my boyfriend. I got a couple kids with him, and, we have this big family. I don't know. Baby daddy? Common law marriage, but that's too much. That's too much. This is my common law husband. How you doing? You see what I'm saying? I don't get it. Maybe that's where the whole partner thing comes in. Significant other. Yeah. I don't know. I just think it's odd when I don't know. I'm just not hip with this new time. Don't hate me because I'm old, okay? Don't hate me because I'm old. And I'm not really that old, but 44 is kind of creeping up there. Everybody says, don't ask a woman their age. Well, yeah, my age really doesn't bother me. I've never been one that's been bothered by age. So, lover, yeah. But lover seems too, when you're talking to somebody you've never met before. I guess that's what I'm talking. This is my significant other, this is my baby's daddy. You were so accustomed to saying this is my husband. I wonder if they do still call him the husband, even though they're not lawfully married. I mean, because common law is common law, right? I mean, marriage is marriage, whether it's common law or walking down the aisle. Other half. Yeah, okay, yeah. Other half probably rolls off the tongue a little better. But either way, it sounds like everything that's going on is related to her. And it's really sad because, custody and divorces and splitting families up, it's never easy. And then when you have, potential in-laws that are being complicit in it, it just really gets really sticky and really hairy. And then you start adding money into that, like child support and, food and stuff like that, and health insurance and just extra stuff. It really starts getting hairy because, somebody's got to pay for it, and somebody's, some of these people, let's face it, I mean, we don't want to think of it like this, but we know it happens. Some of these people use these children as meal tickets, right? We don't know if that's the case. I'm not alleging anything. I'm just bringing up a talking point. I'm not even saying it's related to this case. I'm not saying that it's happening in this case. But, there are people that use these children as meal tickets and do everything that they can to, to get that money. Especially in the poorer households or, lower income communities. They have to have that money. So I don't know what's going on. I just know it's really sad. It sounds really, really bad. It doesn't sound like this is going, none of our cases, there's just sometimes I just wish we can come here and we can just say, this is the case, this is the situation, but the good news is, I long for that moment when I can just say, guess what? We have a really, really bad case here, but the good news is, there's no good news in any of these cases we're covering. There's no good news here, folks. None. There's no good news for, Sebastian. There's no good news. And everybody's talking about, with the press conference, but you guys got to remember. Hey, Adam, nice to see you. Casey Anthony, Casey Anthony, she was cooperative in her investigation. Oh, thank you, Adam. Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. It's nice to see you. It's nice to see you. That brightened my day. It's nice to see you, my friend. Nice to see you. So whenever we're talking about Sebastian Rogers and we're talking about, the stepfather and the mother and listening to law enforcement saying, hey, they're all cooperating here. Well, let's just remember who else cooperated in the investigation into their missing toddler that ended up being found unalive. Okay? Many people across this country believe this lady did it. She was exonerated. But we all know something ain't smelling right when it comes to her case, right? Just because she was able to get off the hook doesn't mean that she didn't do it. And she fully cooperated with the investigation. So when we talk about our beautiful and our loving Sebastian Rogers, I just want people to remember that Casey Anthony also equally cooperated in the investigation. And so there you have it, Sebastian. This is his stepfather, Chris Proudfoot, which still refuses to provide us a timeline to this day. Tells us it's a state secret. It's this national secret that to know where we can know where the bio mom's schedule was, exactly where she was the day before and the day of his disappearance. We can know Seth, the bio father, the day before the disappearance. But for whatever reason, this guy right here, his location is so top secret that it'll throw the investigation off if we know exactly where he was. So, I don't know what to say. But anyways, guys, thank you so very much for being here. I just wanted to give you guys some updates because I haven't been online almost all day. And so now is my time to come here and let you guys know what is going on in the world today. It isn't good, okay? We got 2 ladies missing between Kansas and Oklahoma. We got this boy right here missing in Tennessee, and we have no answers or clues for either case. If you have any information, please don't forget to reach out to your local law enforcement with that information. Betty, did you get a chance? I have not. I haven't got my car back. I've been without a car for a freaking month. What do you do, right? What do you do? I'm trying. As soon as I truly can get, as soon as I get a car, I can start scheduling my trip, right? I do have a court hearing coming up on the 16th through the 18th where I'll be in Illinois. But if I can get there before or get there after the 18th, then that would probably be the best for me. But we'll get out there. We'll do our part, definitely. And not only that, with Tennessee, I've got so many cases, unsolved cases in Tennessee that we're actively working that it's nothing that we can do in the state of Tennessee will go without, it's all needed is what I'm trying to say. Like there's not a day that can go by without helping because there's so much help that needs to be had in the state of Tennessee, all over the state of Tennessee. 4 cases right now, 4 major cases coming out of Tennessee, and we can't get those solved because there's no body. So that's why it's so important. We have to find this little boy. Healthy and happy and give us, but if not, we still need to find him because that is going to be what makes or breaks this case because this is Tennessee. If we can't find him, you can bet your bottom dollar this case will be cold. This case will be cold without a thought in my mind if he's not found. He's got to be found. We've got to get out there. We've got to work. Guys, go out there. If you're in Tennessee, help. That's all I got to say. Help. It doesn't really matter where you help at because there's a whole I-40 corridor that needs to be searched between Hendersonville and Memphis. So it doesn't really matter where you are. This is Penn. What did it say? How can we help? I'm in Eastern Tennessee. Okay, Shayna. Well, there you go. That's how you can help. So get some small search groups together. We need the whole up and down I-40 corridor, but it's not I-40 because I don't see a man pulling off on the interstate and doing dirty deeds. So what I'm looking for pockets where they can get off the interstate and it be like wooded areas or something like that. Just think of a creepy movie and where you would think that somebody would be putting something or someone. And that's for those further out areas. Now, if you're closer to their home, we're going to be looking at it at a much different lens. We're going to be looking at it as him running away from home, as well as, possibility of other realms. But further out, I-40, we're looking for recovered type of stuff. So that whole I-40 corridor has got to get searched. It's got to be searched. And then around the house, we're kind of looking everywhere. So that would be outbuildings. That would be any place that a kid could hide, right? So we're looking for hiding places as well as dumping places, because we don't know his condition. And we have to remember that. But see, a lot of people get upset with people like me that look at the worst case scenario. It's because we have to prepare for all of them. We can't just say, oh, it's this way or that way. We have to look at this and say, oh, it could be this, it could be this, it could be this, and it could be this. And then we have to explore all of those. And then we have to eliminate the ones that we know it can't possibly be. And then just focus on the ones that it's possible. It's a process of elimination. And being on these platforms, you literally watch the process of elimination. For example, with our two beautiful ladies, remember, when this case first came out, it was very vague. We knew literally nothing about these ladies. We didn't even know whose kids they were going to. We knew nothing. So our minds went wild. I thought the lady's preacher husband could have possibly had something to do with it, right? I mean, anything's literally on the table. But you go through the process. You start going through all the possibilities and you start eliminating as information comes available. And then we learn that this lady was there just to help. You see how that works out? And that's the process that we go through each and every one of these cases. I got people like, I can't believe you're talking about that preacher. And it's like, look, we don't want to offend anybody, but this is a criminal investigation, right? So we talk about crime. We can't say, oh, we're not going to talk about this aspect of the case because it might be uncomfortable. We have to still talk about it. Right? You think I want to think? I'm a religious person. I have a whole, coffee club church every Sunday at Countryside Christian Church with my online group, right? We do that every week. I don't ever want to accuse a pastor, but let's face it, we have people of the cloth that have done some creepy stuff before, okay? So what we do is we look at it, we say, okay, this is a possibility, and when it's eliminated, it's eliminated. That's how it works. So everything is related to her, and I feel really bad, and I don't know where this is going to end up going, but I think it's either her, whoever, it's on the in-laws side of the family. Whatever happened to her. Their car was only 3 miles away from their destination. Don't tell me that they just was driving down the road and some weirdo just pushed them off the side of the road 3 miles from the destination where they were picking up kids, right? It doesn't make sense. Come on. 3 miles away from the place that they were going. Come on. Like, these people aren't obviously rocket scientists when they were doing stupid shit. And this is one of those things where it's going to be stupid shit that gets whoever that did this busted. Because that's stupid, right? You should get the car at least a little further than 3 miles. It's too close. All right, guys, that's what I have for you this afternoon. Don't forget that these things are sponsored by our monthly subscribers. So if you'd like to be a subscriber of the Bullhorn Betty channel here on TikTok, please go up there to the heart and subscribe for $2.99. You will help this channel grow, and you are also contributing to these types of lives. So, guys, God bless. Have a great day. And as soon as we have more information, I will be right back here telling it to you live. God bless.